Welcome to If You Even Care. Thank you for being here and for caring even a smidge, even a little tiny bit. I'm getting really close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is really exciting. Thank you to anybody who's subscribed. At 1K, I will be officially hard launching my new religion. It's been very exciting to work on the past couple of weeks. I'm just kind of ironing out the details, but I think you guys are going to like it. It's pretty sexy. So stay tuned for that. That's our first goal to hit. Full transparency, I chose the absolute worst time of day to record this because I just got off of work and it's beautiful outside, and 3-4 p.m. this is the sweet spot for all of the cars driving by to be blasting music with the windows down. And I'm not mad at them. I get it. If I were out there right now, I'd be doing the same thing. It's not really them. It is, however, the group of 100, somewhere between 100 and 300 people that travel in a pack on beautiful days on their electric bikes, and it stretches for blocks. It's actually, it's frustrating if I'm inside recording a podcast. They don't know that I'm recording a podcast. They shouldn't know that. It's nobody's business. Nobody has to change what they're doing because of me. Anybody working a third shift on this block probably wants to kill themselves. It's them, and then it's the people with the really loud cars, which I don't know anything about cars, so I don't really get the appeal. It feels like something that is for other people that like cars because it's famously annoying. To make your car as loud and obnoxious as possible is annoying to anybody who doesn't like cars. But it's probably also very hard to have a hobby that everybody finds annoying. It's just not for me. It's not for me to understand. And that's what I've landed on. And I've accepted it. I'm never going to get it. It'll never, if somebody could sit down and tell me exactly why they like it and what it means to them, and it's just not going to click. A lot of things won't click for me, and that's okay. Math, how to spell restaurant. I used to win spelling bees at one point, and now restaurant just fucks me up every time. I don't know what it is about that word, but I always have to think a little harder about how to spell it. Maybe spell it wrong and then autocorrect it and then go, I knew that. Of course I knew how to spell restaurant. It just trips me up every time. What is everybody watching right now? Of course, Love Island is about to come back. And of course, I'm going to be very busy keeping up with 2 different villas at the same time. Someone's got to do it. So I just kind of take one for the team every year. And people are already on some bullshit. So that's great. Ever since it blew up like 2-3 years ago in America, nobody knows what to do with themselves. Nobody knows how to act. Nobody knows how to watch a TV show and just watch it. Just watch it. And you could have conversations about it with people, but they don't know how to just pump the brakes and just keep it right there. It has to go further. If you don't feel like somebody's a girl's girl, you're going to want to tell them to kill themselves. We got to get you off the screen permanently. That has become the thought process. And it's not a hot take at all. It's just very jarring every time you're like a part of a fan base for something and you see how normal it's becoming to just straight up bully people to the point where they maybe want to die. Really insane. I don't think it's getting easier for me to deal with. It's becoming more popular, and it's getting harder for me to be online and see anything about it. I think production is kind of prepared after last season and how insane it got. It almost feels like they're already being careful. They're already kind of walking on eggshells, and I could be completely off here. It feels like not just production, but also the contestants, the Islanders themselves, will be walking on eggshells a bit. Because the promo came out, they showed the Islanders, looks like a really interesting group. I'm excited about it. But normally with the promos, when they show the Islanders talking about what they're looking for and why they're on Love Island, they say some pretty outrageous shit. That was always Love Island's thing. Since like its inception, it was always like hot people being hot people, and they're pretty hot and crazy. Hot people talk about sex and they, I don't know, cheat on people and they do all these things. And they would ask them questions to try to bait them into giving answers to make it sound like all these people are these crazy over-the-top sexual beings and it's just going to be so messy and drama-filled. And then they end up being very normal people. But the promos, like the little intro when they show the name and they talk about themselves and why they're there, it's normally something like, yeah, I mean, I had 4 boyfriends at one time, but now I guess I'm just looking for the one. I was fucking 7 girls last week. Now they're going to be pretty mad at me that I'm on this show. It was always so extra and over the top and super sexual and whatever. They would always ask them questions about what's the oldest person you've ever slept with? How many people have you had sex with in one night? Like, what do you hate in a guy? All these things that would get people riled up, right? Or like have a certain expectation of the show. And the promo for this season, it's really like everyone's just pleasant. Everyone's just pleasant and seems so nice and nobody's saying anything too outlandish. I was like, what is a Love Island promo without having a clip of a woman saying she won't date anybody shorter than 6'9", or a guy saying that he's fucked 20 people in the same night? But I'm very curious to see how this is going to go. And I'm also scared for everybody. Very scared. How do you like find yourself typing up a hateful message to somebody who's not racist, not misogynistic, no trace of evil to them? You just kind of don't like them. And you find yourself knowing that their family is like running their account, typing up an MLA format essay, telling them why they should kill themselves and why they're the worst person you've ever met. How do you find yourself in that position? And after sending it, do you feel lighter or do you feel like guilt? Does it settle in? And then that night when you're going to sleep, do you go, that was way too much and I can't undo it now? I would say no matter what, following through with the urge to the point where you've typed up the message might mean there's something going on, something internal that you have to work out because you're just kind of taking something out on somebody else, whatever that might be. But it can't be as simple as you don't like this person and you feel that strongly. It's just, that doesn't make any sense. Like, do you cyberbully every coworker in your life that you come across that you just don't gel with? It doesn't make any fucking sense. So many people are doing it that it's starting to make the worst of the worst feel like they're not the worst of the worst. They feel like, I mean, well, everybody is telling her to kill herself. So is it really that big of a deal? What's one kill yourself? What's one little KYS in a pile of KYS? It means nothing. I think for a lot of, especially new fans and really young fans, the fun in the beginning isn't even the show itself. It's not about the show. It's about digging some stuff up and figuring out who you're going to root for and who you're going to hate off rip before they are even in the fucking villa. And that's kind of what's happening right now. So, worried for all of them, scared for everybody, and just hope it doesn't get too out of hand. Otherwise, I would not be surprised. This show is a cash cow. I would not be surprised if they water it all the way the fuck down just to keep it on the air so that people can't be like, this show needs to be pulled. It's bringing out the worst in people. Nobody can handle it. And God forbid an Islander ever does anything to themselves again after so many. We've already lost so many of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they start cutting a lot out, if they start taking out a lot of the drama and a lot of the things that are said, a lot of the fights, just to protect people and also be able to keep the show on the air, because it gets to a point. I'm noticing that my hands are a little bit purple. I made an ube latte and it did stain my skin. I'm only just now noticing. I want you to know that I did wash my hands, and I want you to know that even though my hands are purple and maybe would look like they're sticky, they're not sticky. They're not. So don't even do that and don't even go there. It's very important to me that you know that my hands are not sticky. Okay? I'm not a little toddler. They're just purple. And that shit was good. It was really good. But was it worth it? I'm going out tonight because it's so nice out. And now I'm going to have to go out tonight with purple hands. And everyone's going to think to themselves, what a sticky girl. I'm not sticky. I really don't appreciate that kind of thing. I don't. But I'm excited to go out because it's so nice out and because I can wear my tiniest of tiny shorts, which is what summer's all about for me. This is what it is. If there was like a seasonal thing that I could put up, like how people will be like, it's July 1st, I'm putting up a Christmas tree. You know, they love to break out the pumpkins on September 1st. I'm not putting up 4th of July stuff because why would I don't want American flags. I'm never intentionally owning an American flag. So there's not like a thing I can put up. Maybe a flamingo, like a lawn flamingo. Or maybe I could break out little parasols for my drink. But if there was something I could do to show my excitement for summer, I would do it. The first day of spring. First day of spring, I'm getting Rita's and I'm throwing up the flamingo. Everyone's going to know. In this house, we love summer. We love the heat. We love the sun. I'm excited to go out, but I'm also a little bit sleep deprived. So nothing in Alani can't fix. Give me a little boost. Every time I have caffeine more than once in a day and I feel the need to talk about it because it's not normal for me, I always feel like Tyler Catastrophe when he's like, yeah, it's 11:30 at night and I'm drinking a Monster, like that kind of thing. When people used to act like a Monster energy drink was like cocaine, it makes me feel like that. But I'm going to have to do that tonight. And I'll be honest, it is because I went to see the movie Obsession. It was so good. And I had really high expectations going into it, and it still exceeded them. And horror is not really my thing. It's not a genre I'm super into. It has to be something really interesting for me to care at all about a horror movie. This was the kind of horror that gets to me. Like the kind of shit that gets to me is something passing in the background, but there's no like little sound that plays to like a big red circle around it, like in a YouTube thumbnail. Yeah, I fucking see it. I don't need you to play a little sound effect so that I look at it. That bothers me very deeply sometimes. Like when you're watching a YouTube video and they overuse the sound effects, like the little like every time something comes on screen, I see it. I'm watching. I can see it with my eyes. I know to look at the screen. I know to look at the little picture. But that's what it feels like when they play a sound effect when something's happening behind the main character, like something's moving and they do a little like sound. I see it. And it's so much scarier if you don't do that. And this movie did that. It did like a little walking backwards, stuff like that. People kind of malfunctioning. That freaks me the fuck out. So this was exactly the kind of horror stuff that gets to me. I don't like gore or anything like that either, but it doesn't make me feel uneasy when I'm alone. I just hate watching it. I hate it. I like any movie that has excessive gore. You haven't scared me. You've just you've disturbed me, but I'm not going to go home and be scared. It's a momentary disturbance. I came home after that movie, grabbed biscotti, said, "You're coming upstairs with me." Turned on every single light and the TV downstairs. Came upstairs, did the same thing. And we had a beautiful, restful, and bright sleep after I stayed awake for several hours while my brain created scary scenarios. Like trying to fall asleep and your brain's just like, what if there was a guy in the room? What if there was a guy behind you every time you're in the shower? What if there was just somebody right there? What if you open your eyes and he's in the shower with you? I was doing that all night. Just weird scenarios. Like, what if this person you know was like in the corner? What if you look over and they're there? And then I would do it every time I would look over. I'm doing it to myself. I'm playing the game with myself. So if I create the scenario, why would it actually happen? And why would I see it through? There's no way to shut it down in the moment for me. I gotta look. So I kept doing that all night. And the biscotti's doing it too. Biscotti is that shit cats do when they just stare at a corner. What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? This is the wrong time for that. And he was fixated on the wall above my stairs because I don't have a bedroom door. It's just a staircase that goes downstairs. The whole thing is open. So he was staring at the wall above the stairs, which makes it seem like he's hearing somebody downstairs. My worst nightmare because of not having a door. I didn't realize when I moved in here how much that was going to affect me. How badly I crave being locked in a room. Now I know. But he was doing that for so long that I could not sleep. And then last night was a little bit better, but still not great. Still kind of making up scenarios, still keeping a few lights on. And it's not even like you're in the movies and you're like, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. It's just when I went home, I just felt like I'm not alone. And I don't want to say that and have anybody that hasn't seen it think that you're going to go in and like be jumping out of your seat, because it's not that kind of scary. It just doesn't sit right with you afterwards. I also think that movie is a great chance to go on a first date with somebody and use it as a litmus test for how much of a piece of shit they are, depending on how they react to what was going on in the movie. I also tried watching Off Campus, which is based off of a book. So anytime you've got something like that, you've got a built-in fan base that you're appealing to. It's going to do well probably right away. And this one did. And, you know, I love some romance and I love some yearning. And I thought, well, every clip I've seen of this looks terrible, but that doesn't always mean it's going to be bad overall. I didn't like the Summer I Turned Pretty at first. I had to appreciate it for what it was. I started episode 1. So starts off with a montage, like a little like split screen thing where the female main character dancing around while she's mopping. You've already pissed me off. So I'm already annoyed. Let me just try to give it a few more minutes. She's doing that. He's the guy, female character is showering. She sees him showering, peeks around the corner, and stares at him while he's naked in the shower for a really long time. Now you've pissed me off twice in a very short span of time. Pissed me off twice. It just started. And you have to give the show some time. You have to give the characters some time. Obviously, we don't know their backstory yet. I'm only a few minutes in. I don't know anything about them or what they're going through. It's very hard to want to get to that point when they're all fucking annoying me. So I'm going to give it another try. A genuine try, because I could be totally wrong. And maybe there's corny. Corny is fine. I don't mind corny. It's whatever this is. Corn on the cob. It's the corniest of the corny. Like, am I supposed to feel like it's corny? Because a show that knows it's corny and leans into it, I can watch. Now, there's some pretty big stuff happening lately. Pretty massive news. For example, recently, Kylie Jenner gave everyone permission to start wearing their hair in a ponytail again. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that was happening? You haven't heard? That's pretty embarrassing. So let me break it down for you. Kylie Jenner goes to a basketball game with her hair in a partless slick back. You're hearing that right. A partless slick back ponytail. And they're calling it the Kylie Jenner partless slick back ponytail. This is from the same minds who brought you blueberry milk nails and glazed donut lips. So we've got our best and our brightest working on this here. If you're feeling like, what the fuck? I'm so fucking scared right now. Like, what are you even talking about? You have to relax. First step is calm down. Second, you should know that there are tutorials on TikTok. So if you wanted to know how to do the partless slick back ponytail, the Kylie Jenner partless slick back ponytail, you have resources. In fact, I can link them below. So don't fret. It's been a really long time since we were allowed to wear our hair in a ponytail, and a lot of us are going to be out of practice. So it's good that there are people out there who are putting in the work for us to figure this out. I think maybe they've talked to her hairstylist to try to figure out exactly how she did it, but they've pretty much got it down. So if you're looking to do that style this summer, I think it's going to be okay. I think it'll be allowed. So, and also, Kylie recently went to another basketball game in a t-shirt and jeans. A t-shirt and jeans. So, guess what we're all doing? Guess what's okay again? Being a normal girl. And even with, I'm sure, a massive team behind her, I wonder sometimes, like, can they actually predict what it is that's going to get people excited? Did they know a ponytail was going to send people into a frenzy, or was that kind of like a happy accident? That a t-shirt and jeans was going to be like, holy fucking cow. I guess we can do anything these days. Reinventing the wheel. Imagine wearing a ponytail, not thinking anything of it, and then the next day, it becomes a trending topic on social media. People are doing tutorials for how to achieve a ponytail just because you wore it. I think I would jump right out of my skin. I think I would go, hold that for a second. Yep, just like that. And then I would slide out of my skin. Never return to it. Maybe donate it to a lucky fan who might want to wear it. If she wanted to, Kylie could really test the limits of how far people are willing to go. She could really push the envelope here. You know, I mean, Kylie Jenner, partless slick back ponytail. Kylie Jenner, jeans and a t-shirt at a basketball game. Kylie Jenner, propeller hat and giant lollipop at the Knicks game. Is it too on the nose? Is it too cartoonish? Yes. Think about it. I mean, at first, it would be a joke, right? It's a comically large lollipop. It's a propeller hat. But after a couple of days of jokes and memes and, you know, an SNL skit or two, maybe lollipop sales start to skyrocket. Maybe someone puts out a video, just text on the screen going, ladies, where are we getting our propeller hats? They're coming out with cute ones, chic ones, a Miu Miu propeller hat. You know, we're getting whimsical, right? Everybody wants to be whimsical. Maybe this is how we lean into that. They're calling it sweetie core. You go outside, everybody's a little sweetie. Giant lollipops everywhere. Candy stores in the mall, which are pretty much useless, would suddenly have booming sales again. It's like when Dubai chocolate dropped all over again. Giant rainbow swirly lollipops, comically large lollipops, and a little propeller hat. Because then where do you even go from there? If that worked, what's even left? Suspenders? Brightly colored suspenders? Where could you even go from that point? Kylie, if you hear me. Kylie, if you hear me right now, and I know that you do because I know that you're always listening and you're watching even when we're sleeping. In fact, if I could just have a moment with KJ here and you guys could like step out for just a second or maybe fast forward by a minute so that we can have a moment. I would text her, but my phone is like super dead. So this is a lot easier for me. Kylie, I hate to bring up old shit, but you do kind of owe me. So I want to call upon a favor here. I think it would be really funny for me to see you with a propeller hat and a giant lollipop. You know, and there was that time where I wore one of your matte liquid lipsticks to work. And as soon as I got in the kitchen for my serving shift. One of the other servers told me that I looked like I had eaten shit. Out of a butt, Kylie. Shit from an ass. And for the first time, I'd seen myself in that liquid lip many times, but for the first time I looked in the mirror in the bathroom and I realized that I did look like I had gotten into a chocolate bar or maybe a little bit of poop from someone's ass. It just looked like bad and dry, and I didn't know that you kind of had to have very smooth and completely plump lips to pull off the matte liquid lipstick look, and you didn't tell me that either. So you were not forthcoming with that information, and I had to work a full shift in that liquid lipstick because it would have been even worse if I tried to take it off. So, and I really do hate to bring it up. I don't like to look upon that memory, but we could even the score a little bit here. Maybe. He really said that to me. He said, "You look like you've been eating poop." And now I have to work like that. And now all my tables notice that my eyes are glistening because I do. And I do look like I'm eating poop. Yes, I can see it now. But it's like when everyone is wearing the liquid lipsticks, you didn't know. You would just go, "I'm one of the girls and we're all in this together." And you know what? If you think this is garish, tomorrow I've got a matte lilac liquid lipstick lined up that is going to do me no favors. Absolutely none. And it's not going to suit my skin tone. It's going to be pink and purple. I'm going to look like a Trix yogurt. But Kylie sold me a dream. She sold me a dream, and she kind of owes me a favor that I'm calling in now. So I'll see you at one of the next games, girl. I can't wait to see it. You owe all of us one. Because that matte liquid lipstick thing was crazy. She wasn't the only one. But Jeffree Star I blocked forever ago. I already wished terrible things on him. So it's just you, Kylie girl. And to be clear, I don't think that people are like brain dead for wanting to follow trends. I don't think this is what this is. I think what it is specifically is the problem. People are freaking out over a fucking ponytail. Those are moments where we kind of have to look at like, what are we doing? And what are we talking about? And do we have anything else to say? Is there anything at all? Is there anything else at all to say about anything? At all. Ever. Because that's not anything. Now it's something for me because other people have said it. So now I get to talk about it and I find it funny. But there has to be other stuff. There has to be other celebrities and other people to look at for inspiration and to see what's trending. A ponytail. I only say all that because a lot of people do the whole like influencers are brain dead, and we all like to poke fun at influencers because a lot of them are out of touch, but not all of them. And I think if it gets to a point where every influencer that you're coming across is just kind of icking you out, they're all doing too much or freaking out over the dumbest shit. It's the viral chocolate chip cookie, but it has little flakes of salt on it. Like when it gets to that point, I think it's time for like a refresh. FYP refresh, check who you're following. Let's do some unfollowing, because there are people out there who are influencers, and it is mainly women who are influencers. So I don't like to shit on that job as a whole, but I think that there are people who are maybe doing it a little bit more genuinely. Like they actually care about what they're putting out. So it can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter who you're following. It's just at some point your algorithm might just get like full of nothing. It's nothing. Every other scroll, it's nothing. Do a refresh. I do it every once in a while. I only follow so many people on Instagram, so that doesn't really like apply for me. For TikTok, I have a few accounts. So when one starts to get like that, switch on over to the other. If I feel like I'm not liking what I'm seeing and hitting not interested doesn't do anything anymore, switch over. And sometimes when I come back, things have changed on the other account. So you never know. But it does get to a point sometimes where I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with influencers? And it's really not, it's not all of them. It's just the really popular ones. Often just gotta trade them out for new ones. It's a ponytail. Like, I'm really blown away by this. And I wonder if Kylie is too. So that's what I've got going on this week. That's what's been on my mind. This weekend, I think I'm going to get into Paralives. I don't know if anybody is playing it already, but I'm always happy to see a Sims competitor. But At first, I didn't know how I felt about the art style of Paralives. Or is it Paralife? Paralives. I didn't know how I felt about it, but I really like it. Now that I've seen a couple of like gameplay videos, I'm like, no, this is cute. This is cute. And I'm going to give her a try. That modding community moves so fast. Promise you we'll have a Wicked Whims equivalent within a couple of weeks. God willing. So I think I want to give it a shot. I'm always happy to see anything that can take money away from EA. Fuck EA. I haven't given them my own money in a very long time, but Paralives I will. And they're going to be giving out their DLC and doing updates, everything for free, which is insane. So you buy it at $30 or $38 right now, and then that's it. And then all the mods that are going to come out for it, I think it's worth it to get it in early access. Even though it's going to be a little buggy, I still think it's worth it. And I'm going to go out tonight, and I'm going to have some drinks, and I'm going to attempt to shake my ass, but we'll see how that pans out. Loving you fiercely. And this is where I'm ending the episode. Bye.